Welcome back. In this tutorial, we're going to design the overlays drop down of this font wallet here. We want a feature in such a way that if the user tap on it, the overlay will open here for them to fund their wallet using the bank transfer or other method. So let's begin. So we're going to take a frame of the same size width of the screen. So let's have a frame like this. It's going to be 390. Then let's leave the height to 300. So give it background fill of white. Okay, so let's give it corner radius of 25. So now the corner radius, we want it to be only at the top, so we're going to declare the bottom part to be 0. All right, so I'm going to zoom out a bit, then I'll take all these screens to the right so that we can have space to design the overlay. So you can select them and move them like this, and keep your frame within here so that you see clearly what we are designing. All right, so in this overlay, we want to have information that will display about fund your wallet, right? So we're going to take a text to write fund wallet. Then from our design system, we'll go and select the font to system regular. So let's tap the frame and rename it as fund wallet overlay. All right, so now we tap the frame and turn on the grid layout. So let's make sure the frame is selected first. We can go for our grids, then we add the 4 column count so that we can see clearly what we are doing. So let's take it up a bit and hold on the Alt key to duplicate and update the text to use any of the methods to fund your account. All right, so now we're going to update this text to 14. So we detach the one that is there for our design, then go to 14 regular and align them properly. This 14 is still big. I think we have 12, right? Let's look for the 12. Yeah, 12 regular, that's fine. Okay, so the opacity should be 80%. All right, so now we're going to add an icon that will make the user to close the overlay, right? So let's go to our first icon and search for close. Then we can make use of this one. Now let's give it background fill of off-white and give it corner radius of 50. Okay, now select only the icon and scale it down to 11.5 to 11.5. Now select the icon and align it to the center of the frame. Okay, so now you can bring your frame here and place it somewhere around there. So we're done with that. So we're gonna take another frame and draw a frame here of width 160. Okay, so give it background fill of the off-white for now, design system, and give it corner radius of 10. And the height here, let's update the height to 150. Okay, so inside this frame we're gonna add some icons, then some text as well. So let's right click and go to our first icon as well. Let's look for bank. So we're going to make use of this icon, select it and add it to your design system. Let's also look for copy and add this as well. We're going to make use of that. So now we select this and bring it somewhere around here inside the inner frame we created. So here let's scale it down to 20. So you can update it manually, 20 by 20 in dimension. Alright, so now let's give it background fill off-white, which blend. Alright, that's better. So select the frame of the bank icon and just give it corner radius of 10. Corner radius of 10. Alright, so now we're going to select the inner icon and scale it. Okay, only the bank icon, then let's scale it and put it inside the center of the frame and make sure you align it. Alright, so we are done with that. So let's take text tool and duplicate this here, and we just update the text to, let's choose a bank. Let's say web, Emma Bank. So that's perfect. Now let's duplicate that and just write random account number. Okay, so now we're going to reduce the size of the account number to 12. We have 12 regular. So let's update the regular to bold or medium, it's fine. Alright, so we're done with that. So now we're going to select the three of them together and align them to the left and leave the spacing to 4. Okay, now let's take a text tool and right copy. The size of the text should be 12 medium roboto. You can add it to your design system, then we keep it there. Now select this frame, we're going to scale it down to 16 in dimension. Then let's bring it here. Alright, so and bring it somewhere around here. Then we're going to modify the spacing between them, which is going to be the horizontal spacing, right? And also align them properly. So which is 4. Let's update it back to 2. Alright, that's perfect. So now we're going to select the two, that is the icon and the copy text. I'll group them first. So let's create another frame here and give it fill of off-white. Okay, and give it corner radius of 10. Alright, so now bring your icons and the text and put it inside the frame and make sure it's aligned to the center of the frame. Okay, this text we're going to update it back to regular. Alright, that's fine. So we're going to select the button and align it to the left. It should be somewhere aligned with the text properly like this. Okay, so now we'll update this text back to regular as well. It's already in regular, so that's fine. So let's make the positioning, the spacing between the button and that of the last text, which is the account details, to 15. Alright, so we're done with this part. Now you can select the text together and group them. Now you can name the group as bank detail. Okay, so this frame too, you can name it as bank. Alright, so let's duplicate this frame to this side. Alt key, then you drag. Then here we're going to update the icon. So let's go to our first icon and look for bank card. So if you cannot see that, you can search for card. Alright, search for credit card. So we'll take this and add it there. So it's going to be in this frame. So select the previous frame and delete it. Then the bank card should come somewhere around there. Alright, so here we're going to update the text to fund with card. Alright, and here we also update the account details to fund your wallet with debit card. Alright, so now this text, we're going to break it from here. Let's break it like this. Now we move it inside the frame. So now we're going to align it to the left. So choose this left alignment and also update the text back to regular. So this is 14 regular, right? Okay, that's fine there. This text and that text should be the same font size. So this is what, 12 medium. So let's go here to 12 medium too. Alright, so 12 medium. All right, so that is okay. So here we're going to align it. So just like the way we did, select the card, the text, and align them to the left. All right, so make sure they are properly aligned and give the spacing to what we used before. Is 4, right? So I think should maintain it so that it will be even across. So it's 4. So the vertical spacing too should remain 4. All right. So aside that, we're also going to scale down this to choose your scale tool, please, to 16. All right, 18 is fine. So you leave it like that. So here we don't need this button. We're going to delete it. Okay. So now what we're going to do more is to align these frames with respect to each other so that they with this. So now we're going to select the font wallet this and leave it to 4. Okay. Then you can group them together. Similarly, you select this and also make it align it first to the left. Then you distribute their vertical spacing as well. So the vertical spacing is 10. Yes, you're going to update it back to 15. So this way you bring this frame down a bit to 15 so that they'll be in the same alignment. So take it to the edge of inside the middle of this grid. Okay, so this one too should be inside the middle of the grid. So now you have this as the overlay. So now we're going to connect the prototype to see how it is. We can turn off the grid now. How it looks. So we should have something like this for our overlay. All right. So now we're going to zoom out a bit. So we want, if the user tap on a font wallet, this overlay should open, right? So we're going to go to our prototype and then bringing this frame closer. All right, so go to our prototype and click on this font wallet only. Then we connect it to this frame. So on tab, which is going to be open overlay, right? So it should be this destination and it should be open overlay. That should be manual. Then we're going to bring the overlay. I want it to be centered, right? So now you bring it. So we want it to be under here. So that is where exactly you're going to keep it. Then if the user tap on it again, what do you want? You want it to close, right? So now let's connect another prototype. Okay. Make sure you're in your prototype. Select this frame and add another interaction. Okay. Then on tab, then we want the action to close the overlay. So that way if the user tap here, it's going to close the overlay, right? So now let's preview that. Select the frame and preview it. See the result. So if I tap here now, you can see the overlay has opened. And if I tap here, it has closed. So now you see the direction is coming from the left, so you can change that from the behavior of your frame. So to do that, now you come here and tap and change the direction. Okay, this is where you can change the direction if you want it to come from down. So you choose this instead and also modify the seconds you want. So I'm going to close that and take a preview again. Now if I tap, it will come from up and have a drop down like this. Alright, and if I click here, it closes. So now what you're going to do is to select the other remaining screen, the other screens to this overlay. Alright, so let's navigate there. I'm going to bring this closer and zoom out a bit. So it's already connected. We're taking it down a bit so that others can fit in. So we also want to connect this font to this open overlay, right? So now click on the font wallet here. Let me take it up a bit so that you're seeing it. So we're going to click on this font wallet and add it to open overlay, which is here, right? So the same thing on tap open overlay, so it cannot have the same features. So you scroll it, take it down to the take it down to the so somewhere around here. Okay, so similarly we do the same thing to the last frame, which is this one. We're gonna tap. All right, so now we connect this one too as well to that overlay and leave the trigger to open overlay manual. So this one should be down. Then we are going to also adjust it down like this. All right, so that is perfect. So now if you preview each and every one of these pages, you should have the overlay open within this section. So if I tap here, you can see the overlay, and if I click here, it closes. Similarly, the last frame here, if you select it and preview it as well, you can see here, and once I click here, it also closes. So this is how we can design that. In the next lecture, we are going to design the other pages. See you in the next lecture.